All right, welcome back to WMAC Now with your host, Chuck Stevenson. Big news, everyone. Invicta FC is back. Yes, it has been a long time. Their last event was in October or November of last year, 2023. It is now just almost June of 2024, but they are back. Invicta President Shannon Knapp was on Sirius XM radio the other day on Fight Nation channel and spoke to Dean Thomas, and I forget the other guy's name. Apologies for that. But said they have a new broadcast deal they are about to announce, and that if it works out, they could be bringing us an event every 6 weeks, which if that happens, that's roughly one event a month, which is more than they've ever done. I think the most they've ever done was 8 events in 1 year. So if this broadcast deal is that good, it would be huge because they've had one event in the last calendar year, and that was the one in October. The one before that was in May, but it's already been over a year since then. So big news. And Invicta 55 goes down Friday, June 28th at Memorial Hall in Kansas City, Kansas. They are returning to Kansas City. Personally, I think it's the wrong side of the Kansas River. I prefer Missouri because the venue they used in Missouri, in my opinion, is a better venue, not only for watching the fights, viewing the fights live. I know for me, I already put in my credentials. I liked the Scottish Rite in Kansas City, Missouri, better than the Memorial Hall in Kansas City, Kansas. I'll go into it in a different time. But yeah, Friday, June 28th, I've already got my flight and hotel booked. I'm really excited. The event is going to be headlined by a bantamweight title bout between the current champ Talita Bernardo and the challenger Olga Rubin. Should be familiar to everybody. Bellator veteran, former Bellator title challenger. Bernardo, of course, is a UFC veteran. So that's a good one. And this card overall is much better than a lot of recent Invicta events. It has 2 Deep Jewels champions, 2 PFL veterans, 2 UFC veterans, and a Bellator veteran, former Bellator title challenger. So this is a darn good event, and the weight classes range from Atomweight all the way up to Flyweight. No featherweight fans for you fans of the featherweight division. So maybe next time. So let's get into it. We are going to start in the Flyweight division. We've got a pair of debutantes. Fallon Johnson on the left, taking on Paula Montanez on the right there. Both ladies making their pro debut. Johnson is 3-2 as an amateur. Montanez undefeated at 3-0. Johnson is coming off of a submission loss in her last bout at the Gamma World Championships in December of last year. Montanez is coming off of a unanimous decision win in her last amateur bout. I have no other details on Montanez, no age or height or reach. Johnson is 27 years old. She stands 5 feet 8 inches, 173 centimeters tall. No reach listed. So it's always good to see Invicta provide an avenue for ladies to start their pro career, and that's what this is doing. So good on Invicta for that, and let's hope these ladies deliver. The next bout is also going to be in the flyweight division, and it is also a pair of debutantes. So Invicta really getting going here with this first event and introducing some brand new fighters to us. Got Zoe Nowicki on the left, taking on Josiane Oliveira on the right. Nowicki is undefeated as an amateur at 7-0. Oliveira is 12-1. So as an amateur, so she does have the experience advantage. Both ladies are coming off of wins via unanimous decision. Nowicki, I believe, is the Gamma World Champion, whereas Oliveira is an IMMAF World Champion. So you've got the 2 top amateur MMA organizations that both have like tournament styles. So this is going to be a good one. No other details available for Oliveira. Nowicki is 24 years old. She stands 5 feet 1 inch, 155 centimeters. No reach available for her. So this is going to be a good bout for considering that they're both amateurs making their pro debut. This is about as good as it gets for amateurs. I mean, you've got the IMMAF champ, and I believe Nowicki was the Gamma champ. So that's, yeah, this is as good as it gets for two debutantes. Moving on, we're going down to Atomweight. Elisandra Lili Ferreira taking on Katie Saull. Ferreira comes in at 6-2. Saull comes in at 6-6. Both ladies coming in off of wins. Hold on one moment, please. Sorry about that. Had to turn off a fan that comes on automatically. Ferreira's coming in off of a decision win over Flor Hernandez last May at Invicta 53. Actually was there for that fight. And then Katie Saull's coming in off of a TKO win over Estefania Rodriguez at Combate Global back in December. So of the two, Saull is the fresher fighter. However, she is the elder fighter by 10 years. She's 36. Ferreira is 26. Saull is the taller and longer fighter. She stands 5 feet 4 inches, 163 centimeters to 5'1", 154 centimeters for Ferreira. Saull has a reach of 63.5 inches, 161 centimeters to 59.4 inches, 151 centimeters for Ferreira. So Ferreira's reach is even less than she is tall, which should be about normal, I guess. But she's short, and her reach is even less than that. This should be an all right one. Saull's coming in off of a good win, TKO win. Ferreira, I believe she is now either 2-0 or 3-0 in Invicta. So she is closing in on an Invicta title shot. But Katie Saull could easily take that momentum from her. However, I do have a note that she is 1-3. So 1 win, 3 losses when she fights for Invicta, whereas Ferreira is undefeated. So we'll see how that works out for these two. But this should be a good one. This is definitely a fight I'm keeping an eye on. I love my atomweights. Then we move all the way up to bantamweight. We've got a couple of PFL veterans here. Taylor No Mercy Guardado taking on Yoko Higashi. Guardado comes in at 4-2. Higashi coming in at 8-4. Guardado's coming in off of a TKO win over Jackie Cattling at Tough Enough 132 back in July of last year. Higashi last fought in June of last year, dropped a unanimous decision loss to Olena Kolesnik in the PFL tournament. Or no, that was in the regular season, excuse me. The Deep Jewels champ, Higashi, is the elder fighter at 38-32 for Guardado. Guardado just slightly taller at 5'6", 168 centimeters to 5'5", 165 centimeters for Higashi. Guardado is going to have a nice reach advantage as well. 69 inches, 175 centimeters to 63 inches for Higashi, or at least that was her arm reach that I saw on PFL. So I don't have an official good, like a total reach for her. So yeah, you've got a couple of PFL veterans. Guardado was a finalist in the Bantamweight Phoenix Series tournament for Invicta. Lost in the finals, which was actually her pro debut, unfortunately for her. But she's done all right since then, picking up 4 wins to 1 more loss. Higashi went 0-2 in PFL last year. I tend to lean towards Guardado in this. She's the more athletic fighter. She's a good wrestler. Higashi's an okay striker, but not too much to write home about. And that age factor, even at bantamweight 38, is getting up there, which is hard for me to say because I'm 39. But yeah, this is some good name quality here. You got 2 PFL veterans and a Deep Jewels champion in Higashi. So this is definitely one of the better fights on the card. Actually, the rest of these from here on are all really good fights. Then we go all the way back down to atomweight. This is the fight I'm honestly most excited about on this card. Saori Oshima making her debut, taking on Andressa Romero of Brazil. The little giant Oshima comes in at 14-4. Guachinha Romero coming in at 6-4-1. Oshima coming in off a TKO win over Ayumi Yurikami, like 5 days before this recording at Deep Jewels 45, May 26th of this year. Romero is coming in off of a decision loss to Fatima Klein at CFFC 129 back in February. Romero is 1 year the elder at 30-29 for Oshima. Romero will have a height advantage at 5 feet 2 inches, 157 centimeters to 4 foot 11 inches, 149 centimeters. No reach available for Romero on Tapology. Oshima's reach is listed at 57.1 inch, 145 centimeters. So, yeah, Oshima's tiny. All right, so Romero is coming in off of a failed title bid at CFFC against Fatima Klein. That was at Strawweight. As far as I can tell, this will be her Atomweight debut. Now, then you have Oshima, who just fought at microweight, 97 pounds, moving up to Atomweight at 105. Now, she's no stranger to Atomweight. She's a former Deep Jewels Atomweight champion. She's the current Deep Jewels microweight unified champion. And she's fought all the way up at Strawweight. She had one fight last year at Ryzen at Strawweight. So she's used to fighting bigger fighters. But a weakness of Oshima's has been, so far, fighters who are coming down from Strawweight. Now, granted, she has a win at Strawweight, but 2 times she faced opponents that were coming down from Strawweight, and 2 times she dropped decisions against them. So this could be challenging for her if Romero fights like an outside striker fight and can resist, letting Oshima get on the inside and get those takedowns. Of course, I sponsored Oshima in her last bout, and it was part of a 2-fight deal. So this will be the second fight I'm sponsoring her for. Really excited. Can't wait to meet her in person. Can she win? We'll see. Romero is coming in off of 2 straight losses, though. She lost to Klein, and she lost a fight in Brazil before that. So Oshima has the momentum coming into this fight, whereas Romero is looking to move down in weight and rebuild. So we'll see. But this is a really good fight. Then we move up to Strawweight. UFC veteran, as you can see there, and former Invicta veteran, Hansen. She's returning to Invicta for the first time in several years. She's taking on fellow Invicta veteran Sayury Cañon. Hansen comes in at 7-6. Cañon undefeated at 3-0. So experience edge goes to Hansen. Now, Cañon coming on off of a decision win over Amanda Macios at Invicta 52 way back in March of last year. Hansen has not fought since April of 2022 when she dropped a decision loss to Piero Rodriguez at UFC 273. So took some time off after getting cut from the UFC. However, she is still very young. She's only 24 years old. Cañon is about 29 years old. Hansen is the slightly taller fighter as well at 5 feet 2 inches, 157 centimeters to 5 feet 1 inch, 155 centimeters for Cañon. Reach is almost identical. 63 inch, 160 centimeters for Hansen, 62.5 inch, 159 centimeters for Cañon. So Kay Hansen returning to Invicta. Invicta loved this girl. So I'm not surprised that this is where she landed after getting released from the UFC. Seems like she just wanted to take some time off after that. I know she has I think she's making more money from OnlyFans than she has been from fighting lately. So maybe she just needed some time off, make some money doing something else, and decided, hey, I want to get back into fighting. So we'll see. She definitely has the experience edge over Cañon, but Cañon has the motivation, the momentum coming into this fight, because I think Hansen has lost like 4 of her last 5. And I believe her... No, that was at Strawweight. Okay, never mind. So we shall see. But yeah, we've got a UFC veteran, one of 2 UFC veterans on this card. The other is in the main event at the Bantamweight Championship. UFC veteran and Invicta champion Talita Bernardo taking on Bellator veteran, the challenger, Olga Big Bad Rubin. Bernardo coming in at... I don't have a record. I'm a dummy. I don't have their records written down. Let me look them up real quick here. Okay, Bernardo coming in at 10-4. Rubin coming in at 9-3. Pardon for that. Bernardo coming in on a 4-fight winning streak, including capturing the championship from Tanisha Tennant back at Invicta 51, January of last year. So it'll be a year and a half for her since she last fought. Rubin, on the other hand, coming in on 2 straight wins. Last fought defeating Claire Guthrie via buggy choke submission at Invicta 53 last May. That was truly awesome to see in person, because I had her down in that fight, and she pulled that sub. Really cool to see. And a rare submission, too, with the buggy choke. Rubin is the younger fighter at 34-37. She is the taller fighter at 5'9", 174 centimeters to 5'4", 163 centimeters for Bernardo. Bernardo closes up the gap a little bit in the reach at 68 inches, 173 centimeters, but Rubin's is still slightly longer at 69 inch, 175 centimeters. This should be a good fight. On the feet, I give the edge to Rubin. Now, on the ground, things even up a little bit. Rubin has come a long way there, obviously, if she can perform a buggy choke like that. But Bernardo is no slouch on the ground. Absolutely no slouch on the ground with submissions herself. And what's more than that, Bernardo is not afraid to make the fight a little boring and lay in prey against the superior striker, which, in my opinion, Rubin is the superior striker. So Bernardo can really slow this fight down and try to smother Rubin in this fight. I think this might be the most even up fight on this card. A lot of the fighters are less than 50-50. Whereas this one, I truly feel is close to 50-50. So this should be a good one. And that is your main event for the Bantamweight Championship. So you have it. Invicta FC 55. It's January 28th, Friday, at Memorial Hall in Kansas City, Kansas. Tickets go on sale tomorrow at eventbrite.com. The most expensive seats are like ringside cage side seats, which I think are like single or double row. They're like $100. Better seats than that are like or slightly lesser seats than that are $50. And I think the cheap seats are like $25, which honestly, it's a smaller venue. It's not a huge place. Even at $25 are still going to be pretty darn good. It's no Scottish Rite Temple where if you got the balcony, you could literally like see right down into the cage. But it's not a horrible venue. For me personally, like I said, as media, I like the Scottish Rite better because you could go right backstage and interview the fighters after their wins. Whereas here you have to like go down into the basement. And I think last time I was there, I got like one interview the entire night. So unfortunately. But like I said, I put in for my credentials. I'll probably buy a ticket just in case I get denied. If anybody wants to go or plans on going, let me know. DM me in Twitter or Instagram. We could meet up. We could say hi, get a beer or whiskey together. Could make like a thing, try to get like several viewers to go. That'd be cool too. Have a WMMA scene meetup at an Invicta event. That would be pretty darn cool. But traveling isn't cheap. I know that much. I've been working a lot of overtime to save up for this. But if you are planning on going, let me know. Like I said, DM me on Twitter or Instagram. Both are in the description below. So there you have it. Invicta 55. Invicta finally back. Yes. I'm really happy about this. I've been kind of down because Invicta has been having less and less events lately. And honestly, they've made a lot of promises in the past since leaving Fight Pass and have not delivered on any of them. They've signed a lot of fighters or announced a lot of signings, and then most of those never ended up fighting for them. And it just hasn't been looking good. But Shannon Knapp does promise that this new deal is really good. And if they can achieve events every 6 weeks, that would be simply amazing. That would allow them to sign more fighters, better fighters. And if it's paying well, they can, promise good pay to some regional level talent so that they can keep bringing them in and not only build up their own roster, but build up prospects that can then go on to bigger and better things, which one thing Invicta does not do is stop fighters from moving on to bigger and better things. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Hey, if you liked the video, hit that thumbs up button. While you're at it, go ahead and subscribe to WMAC Now, the best, most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform online. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.